New at 10 tonight, the votes are in, and last week the United Kingdom has officially voted to leave the European Union. But what does that mean for the rest of the world? Could Brexit lead to Texit? Local 2's Tyler Wessner live in the studio for us tonight on how this news from across the pond already creating waves in the Lone Star State. Tyler.
That's right, Stephanie. As the fallout from Brexit continues, the Texas nationalist movement using this time to pick up steam in their quest for Texas to leave the United States, or as they call it, Texit.
We believe that the best people to govern Texas are Texans, not unelected bureaucrats from Washington, D.C.
That's the sentiment from Daniel Miller, the president of the Texas nationalist movement, which wants the Lone Star State to be independent from the United States. Even sending a letter to Governor Greg Abbott to get on board.
We want to have a referendum here in Texas very similar to what people just witnessed taking place in the UK, so that the people of Texas can have their say on our role within or without the Union.
Miller tells me this is actually legal, despite what some might think, because in his words, the concept of voting to secede is well established in our nation's history.
What we are doing is absolutely 100% perfectly legal, despite the protestations of an ignorant and uninformed opposition.
This situation even gaining the attention of U.S. Representative Brooks Landgraf, who gave us a statement which reads in part, "I get frustrated with the federal government, and I understand why our friends in the UK voted to leave the EU. Power should always remain in the people rather than in any one government. However, here in Texas, we'll continue to keep taxes low, regulations minimal, and liberty maximized. And all governments in America and around the world will be wise to use Texas as a model." Texas pride runs deep amongst those in the Lone Star State, and Odessa's Stephen Strahan tells me he could see why this wouldn't be a good idea, but he wouldn't be opposed to it either.
Texas is the greatest state in the Union. We stood alone before. There's a culture in Texas that is not found anywhere else.
Now, Miller tells me this is a movement they've been working on for more than a decade, and they'll continue their push as long as possible. Live in the studio, Tyler Wessner, Local 2 News.
And it's something we'll continue to follow. Tyler, thanks for that. An update from the Odessa